Alright guys, so we're back again with the XSR900. So I was talking with Trent and he's looking to do a flash for his bike. Apparently there's either an RPM limiter in 6th gear or a top speed limiter on these bikes that I was not aware of. So he's looking into doing a flash to remove that restriction. So I told him, well, if you're gonna get your bike flashed, you might as well install an intake as well. So he purchased the K&N intake, so it's going to allow the bike to breathe a little bit more. Also, he's going to get some more power once he does the tune, since he does have the exhaust on the bike as well. So with this video, we're going to be installing this guy. So we got to take the gas tank off and bring you guys along for the ride and show you guys how to do it. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned. Alright, so first things first, we're going to take the seat off so we can access the bottom portion of the tank. Got it?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so the first part that we need to remove is this top plastic piece. There's going to be 2 push rivets on this end and in the front. So we're going to push those out and then just take some Allens and remove these bolts along the center. Alright, so first we're just going to take out these 2 little plastic push rivets right here. There's 1, there's 2. So just take a 4mm Allen and unscrew all of these. While he's finishing up those, I'm just going to take out the front 2 push pins. Got that one, got this one. Alright, now this red piece should just simply lift right off. So now that the middle panel is off, these side panels simply just lift right off. Alright, so now we're going to remove this 12mm bolt from the back of the gas tank. Right there. So now that the right bolt is unscrewed for the rear, this is a 4mm Allen for the front tank mounts. And there's one on each side. So take this guy out, then Trent's going to do the one on the other side. Alright, so now that this rear bolt is removed and the 2 fronts, we can now lift the gas tank and disconnect it. So I'm going to have Trent lift it up. Alright, there's going to be 2 breather hoses in the front. These can just pull off. This guy's being a little difficult. There he goes. So now we're taking the power to the fuel pump off. Got it?
I got it.
Alright. Now whenever you disconnect the fuel line, definitely have a rag ready, because it can spit some fuel out when you take it off. So just like that. Just a little bit of fuel came off, but that's why we had the rag ready. Now just go put that down somewhere safe. Alright, now what's kind of cool is that the ECU, which is on top of the airbox, instead of disconnecting it, you can literally pull back these tabs right here. They're like little rubber holders, and move these cables out of these cable holders. And just take your ECU and just hang it off to the side. And then we can get to the airbox and remove the screws to replace the filter. Alright, so we got all the screws removed. Top of the airbox should just pop off. Put that off to the side. Let's check out this stock filter. not bad. How many miles do you have on this bike?
3,000.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. But the part that makes this very restrictive is what Yamaha's doing right here with this mesh. It's definitely restricting the flow to the bike, so the K&N's going to open it up a lot more and have more room to breathe. So, all right, so we're going to slide in the K&N. So as you can tell, there's not that rear mesh like the stock filter had on, and it's pretty much just a straight shot instead of that concave design that they have. So just slide it into the same grooves that the stock was. Is that in? Yes, it is. Let's get this side in. Make sure it's sealed at the bottom. Yep, that's in there. Alright, now the filter's in, just going to take the air box, just how we removed it. Make sure that the intake is lining up. It's kind of like a clamshell where it seals over itself. Just double checking. Yep, it's right over the filter. Now we just push it down, and then we'll screw it in. By the way, with these screws, you are screwing into plastic, so there's no need to over tighten them. There's plenty of screws on here to hold it in place, so it's not going to come off. So right when you feel just that little bit of resistance, there's no need to go any further. It wasn't so hard, was it?
No, that wasn't.
Now you know how to take your...
Yeah, and change my air filter. I know how to get the ECU.
Yep.
So then basically, when I take it to that jet tuning place, they'll just detach this and hook it to their machine and then change the settings, right?
That's it. Now the airbox installed, we're just going to put the ECU back in. So we just flip it back around. And we just slide it, make sure these back two tabs are grabbing. And then just take both of the cables, make sure that they're tucked inside of these little routing holes right here. Everything is tight, secure, it's not going anywhere. Right, now we're going to put on the gas tank, so he's going to tilt it my way a little bit, push it back a little bit. So connect your left breather hose, take the clamps, lock it up, and we're going to take the right breather hose, slide it on, take the clamp, same thing. Now for the fuel, pretty much you can just push this guy in, and then just snap the bottom piece, so that will lock it in place. Now all we need is the power for the fuel pump. So if you can kind of center it now, a little bit over the bike. Just plug in the power for the fuel pump, and then we can place it right back onto the bike, just like it was before. Alright, so to reassemble, we're going to start with this front mount right here. You're going to have to maneuver the tank just a little bit to get these in. So I had to pull it up and push forward just to get the bolt seated. I'm going to leave it a little bit loose just so we can get it on the other side as well. Alright, now we're going to move to the back to make sure that the rear mount gets seated first as well before we tighten it all up. So here's the long rear bolt that we took out initially. So we're going to slide it through. Make sure that we get some bite on the threads. So now that we got some bite on the threads, I'm actually going to tighten it down. So now finishing up the tank mounts. I already did the other side, but just wanted to show you this just as a reminder. Get these guys pretty tight. Snug. So So then this little curtain, it might have pulled up on you when you removed the tank. So just make sure to tuck it down right between the frame and any hoses or cables. Literally just kind of sits right along there. So now we're going to put on the side tank panels. There is a rubber grommet right here, which slides into the bottom. So we're going to make sure to get that guy fitted on and secured in place. So once you get it on, just push down the rear. This one's seated. Is that one seated?
Yes.
Cool. All right, now we'll get started with the middle section. So we're just going to pop on the middle tank piece. So the holes literally just slide right over the screw-in pieces right there. So Trent's going to work on the bolts. I'm going to install the plastic rivets. Remember, there is 2 in the front and 2 in the back. So something I noticed when we were putting on the middle tank section is that the rivets in the front are actually larger than the 2 in the back. So the front 2 are larger, and they also have like a granulated texture to them, so a little bit rougher kind of surface. And then for the ones for the rear, they are smaller and they are smooth. So just a tip to help you out, because it's just something I noticed and I was having a little bit of difficulty with it. So now that this is all done, just put your seat on and you're good to go. Alright everyone, so that's going to do it for this episode of installing the air filter on the XSR900. So not too bad of a job, definitely more difficult with a Super Sport, but if you have a MT or if you have an XSR or an FC, I hope this video was helpful to you guys in some way. I know my buddy Trent's super stoked to get it flashed and get some more power out of his bike, so it's definitely glad we got this upgrade done. So one thing that we noticed when we were putting the seat back on the bike was that Trent was missing 3 of his latch bracket screws. So I don't know, it surprises me because this has happened with my R6 as well, but whatever screws you have in there, definitely put some Loctite on these, because apparently they rattle loose. And he only had 1 holding a seat on, which seems very dangerous. So we're going to run to the hardware store, get some bolts for his rear seat clamp bracket, and install these, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys liked the video, please drop a like. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I respond to every comment on all my videos, and subscribe for future episodes and content. So thank you guys, stay tuned and ride safe.